my guilty pleasures in life is Survivor, right? It absolutely genuinely is. We'll do Survivor, then we'll get to the chat. Because Survivor 45 is Island of the Pussy Twats, right? Genuinely, Island of the Pussy Twats. So if you haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil the fuck out of it. But, you know, it's going to be way better than watching it. So you're welcome. Previously on Survivor. Okay, we got 241 screen grabs. We're not going to have to look at all of them. Twat number one, right? This guy, it's like, he's a grad student from Harvard, Drew. He think he is the greatest thing ever. Dude, you're going to be eaten by, I don't know, something very pathetic and small very, very quickly, right? This guy has no idea of his personal limitations, which are massive, right? And so you go, well, this guy's the biggest loser in the world. How can I get anybody be a bigger loser? Well, she hasn't turned out to be. You didn't see much of it. She's a civil rights attorney, but she's hiding that she's attorney, so nobody knows because they don't be scared of her. She's a New York City bar. Do you think she could be on board with the railroading of Trump, right? The obsessive, disgusting use of law there as in political warfare. My guess is yes, right? My guess is yes. This woman, Emily, is queen of the cunts. I mean, like, she comes. I'm not you. Cunt I've ever seen. I'm a cunty cunt. And you think I'm making it up? No, that cunty cunt. That's who she is. Oh my God, investment analyst. God, I wouldn't hire her. And she was like, how can I be distrustful and mean to everybody all the time? This guy, you haven't really seen much. He comes over as stupid as he looks here. He's also an attorney. Doesn't feel the need to hide it because it's not such a big deal because it's kind of a shitty job nowadays. This guy's weird as fuck. This guy is a gym owner and he's like into samurai swords and this being like this. He's kind of like across from Kane from Kung Fu and Baldrick, right? Baldrick being, and he plays guitar. I get the feeling he does none of these things well, right? This guy's basically normal, although he's on Survivor, so who knows? This one's probably going to make it pretty far because, again, vaguely normal, right? She's a hot one. D, entrepreneur. D, I am voting for you, darling. I don't know how long you've been on the island, but you still look very, very hot. Looks like you're wearing a lot of makeup there. Not opposed. So again, so they turn up in their 3 boats, right? They go bigger. Okay, this guy is like a goofy grad student, just like the other one was, but this guy is vacuous and empty moron. But you know, it seems to be quite amiable. Somebody who actually can do a day's work. Didn't get beat on her at all. So fine. So they introduce the tribes, and like this guy is as pathetic as you think he's going to be, right? He's crying because he's on Survivor, and he turns out to be should ever go, right? He should not be on Survivor. So anyway, this guy is back because he got knocked out on like the first challenge and like in the previous season. So they're back, and he's like, "Yay! I'm redemption. I'm ready back." And Cunty Cunt McFace here is like, "You shouldn't be here. It's not fair. Cunty Cunt McFace. I'm a Cunty Cunt face," and she is. She's a Cunty Cunt face. They get their tribe names. Red Tribe, clearly the strongest, and also the hottest. D, go D. That's all I can say. This is the tribe of the insane losers. And I don't really know much about it. So their first challenge, they got to schlep all these like heavy shit out these cages, right? And then we'll get to chat off this. And then they got to swim in. But here's the thing, right? They wrote that guy, the guy who was crying before, he can't get off the fucking boat, right? He's too fucking guy. I'm going to die. He just can't do it. Right, he just got, and they keep trying, and everybody else is up, and they're lapping him. They have to go back and try and pull him up. Right, he's still there. He's like, I'm gonna fucking die. And she's like, cunty cunt face. I'm a cunty cunt face. And by the way, there's a bigger loser than this guy, right? Unbelievable. So then they get to the next bit where they have to get some keys down or some shit. I don't know. And he's like coughing up his lungs. And they don't get their flint or whatever the shit they need. Then they got to swim to shore. He can't do it. He's like, no, medical's gonna look at you. You guys swim to shore and go to your look at this. He's like, oh my god. Okay, he's a just like, I wouldn't do it because I understand I would be like that. I don't want to be embarrassed like this guy. A state attorney, he didn't really get much of a beat on them. This guy, again, he don't really know him. He's just, life's about to kick him in the balls, and you're kind of looking forward to that, right? So this guy's like, why was cunt like face being such a cunt? He said, oh, because she was a cunt, right? We basically worked out. So he has a little bit more experience. And they're like, oh, that cunt's telling us what to do. Yeah, I don't like it. But the stuff he's going to do is kind of useful. So the complete pussy wimp out tribe is Lulu. And it's got this principal in it. And this woman who I think is a counselor, reasonably hot, but turns out to be the most pathetic person there. So, and more pathetic than this loser, right? Oh, my God. Why are you there, you schmuck? Oh, he's like, yeah, I better take it easy. And he sits down, right? With a, like, really? Like, how can you make yourself look more fucking useless? This is why I wouldn't do Survivor, right? So anyway, the two tribes that didn't win their flint, there's a thing called, what's it called again? Strength or brains or brawn, right? You have to choose one of two things. You either have a brain teaser that you have like one chance to get right, or you have a physical challenge, right? So they change things around. You have to do both in this thing. So you got a physical challenge where you got to schlep all these logs, like, I don't know, across the beach. And then you got a brain teaser, right? It doesn't go well. Fine. So they start schlepping the logs, and it looks like hell. This guy again, an island of the dweeby, pathetic losers. I like finally arrive on Survivor because they are fucking awful at it, right? These people are not able to survive in any way, shape, or form. If those immigrant armies want to take over, what's this lump of shit gonna do? Nothing, right? So they got to schlep all these logs, and he's like, oh, he's a software developer. Exactly. Right. Software developers shouldn't be in the fucking jungle, mate. Software developers should be like, the closer you get to a jungle is a Starbucks, right? And as you get your assistant to get you a latte, Brando. Even your name sounds like a pussy. Why don't they just call you pussy? Okay, and this is what everybody's like this season. Like, I remember early Survivor, you used to have a couple of old people in it who were like, man, I'm a cranky guy. You liked it. You put them all together. No, this is what this whole thing is like. At least the lawyer here is like, fine, I'm just going to do the work. I'm really fake. I know you are, Buttercup. I know you are. So fine, they do that, and then they got to solve the challenge, and they can't because they're all fucking useless. So they go back and they say, yeah, we couldn't do it. We are screwed. So Cunty McCuntface, right, over here at Lulu, says, they come back, they don't have anything. They've taken an advantage. They're going to screw us over. It's like, Cunty McCuntface, can you just fucking chill out, right? And all around tribe, everyone's going, have you noticed that Cunty McCuntface is really super cunty? Really? You would think me calling her Cunty McCuntface would be an exaggeration. And then you look at that. Excuse me, Cunty McCuntface, right? Yes, that's the only way of describing her. Two normal people talk. And two totally pathetic people talk, right? They're like, I don't know how much I can take of this. And she's like, I don't know either. And they're crying. Therapists covering fucking tats, mate. Look, I'm happy for Gary to have tats because he has a comic book store and a YouTube channel, right? That feels right. Therapist, no. I don't want to go to a therapist covered in fucking woad. Anywho. And he's like, yeah, it's really hard. He's like, oh god, content producer, fuck me. This is you're an embarrassment to content producers. Content producers stay the fuck away from anything, right? And she's like, this is the worst ever. I won't sleep in a bed. He's like, we gotta make push through it. Meanwhile, she's a lawyer, isn't it? That's hiding that she's a lawyer. Truck driver. Software engineer. I can't remember what he does, but he's basically normal. So do you know who built the pyramids? It's the Jews built the pyramid. Have you never seen the 10 fucking commandments? You know the bit with the Egyptians with the whips and the slaves going, oh, that was them building the fucking pyramids. You know, how do you make an iPhone for $3.99? By having slaves. Country McCumface is like, they took an advantage because they don't have their flint. We gotta get them. And there was like, if you know the kind of face is super cunty. This guy's weird. He's hiding in bushes to spy on people. Here, can you see him there hiding in a bush? I'm hiding. Weirdo. And then he gets caught. And he's like, oh, well, we better win challenges then. This guy is really smart because he's always looking for clues and advantages. And so he finds a beware advantage where if you take it, you got to have to do some shitty job, right? That you might get caught with. But then you get this like code breaker thing. Because on the tribe thing, you got this. And so you can decode whatever it is using that somehow, but you got to make sure nobody sees you. So it's like, okay, and you can't vote until you've done it. And so he's got to sneak off at night at some time. So he's like, oh, we can't lose the challenge. But anyway, so now we get the challenge. And I just want to see how Pussy Boy does, like the pudding basin. Pretty much better than you think, right? So they off they go. They're doing all the crap. They're wading through mud. You know, the normal survivor shit. And then he actually doesn't do terribly, right? To get as before. So you got to get all these like coconuts into this basket before, and then you got to throw it into a net to drop a thing, and that lets you go to the final bit, which is solve a puzzle. And getting up these things is a nightmare. But they eventually do it, and they start the puzzle, but they lose horribly because they're shit, right? And she's like, I just want to go into a bed. Hannah, man, you are just embarrassing, darling. You're super, super duper embarrassing. That was really weird. It changed on the StreamYard's window before it changed in the PDF window. Fine. So she's like, I can't fucking take this anymore. He's like, you can push through it. And they're all crying. They're like, oh, such a fucking pussy. Yes, you are. This is why you do. Maybe you should have gone camping. This is why I fucking hate Sakat, mate. I don't want to sleep outside. Oh, I'm certainly not going to have a camera crew watch me have a nervous fucking breakdown because I can't do a basic function like anybody else. Cunning McCumface is like, and they're like, we should really get rid of Cunning McCumface. Right, software sales, right? This guy totally seems like a sales dude. They want to. He's friendly with the other woman, the truck driver. We got to break them up. Said, so we got to go for. They're going to vote out Cunty McCumface. I'm like, well, at least something good will happen about this. But then, Pussy Girl here, Hannah says, no, please vote me out. If you don't, I'm going to quit. I can't do this anymore. So she's like, I can't get out of here. I mean, she's even worse than this sack of shit, right? It is Island of the Loser Twats, right? And that's Survivor for that thing. I will keep you up to date, ladies and gentlemen. I think I like this segment, right? I like this segment. I think we did a bit more Survivor recap. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please
like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.